World-shaking bombshell. Jurgen Klopp breaks his silence and pleads with Luis Díaz not to sign for Real Madrid. Klopp speaks and shakes the world. "If I were Luis, I would stay at Bayern." The silence was broken and the echo thundered across the entire football planet. Jurgen Klopp, one of the most influential coaches of the modern era, spoke, and what he said changed the course of the debate. In an interview with ESPN, the German was asked about Luis Díaz's spectacular present at Bayern Munich. Far from institutional coldness, Klopp replied with a smile full of pride. He recalled that he had always believed in the Colombian's talent, that from day one he saw a different kind of footballer in him, and that his explosion in Germany does not surprise him at all. But the most striking moment came seconds later. The journalist went straight for it and asked the question that is now shaking Europe. What does Jurgen Klopp think about the possibility of Luis Díaz signing for Real Madrid? The answer was as clear as it was forceful. Klopp did not dodge the issue. He did not speak in circles. He put himself in Luis Díaz's shoes and dropped a line that is already going around the world. "If I were Luis Díaz, I would stay at Bayern. He is in a great moment and he should take advantage of it." It was not just any opinion. It was a message loaded with intent, almost a plea. Klopp knows better than anyone what it means to carry the pressure of a giant like Real Madrid. He knows the weight of the badge, the permanent scrutiny of the press, and the risk involved in trading stability for a leap into the unknown. In addition, the German briefly recalled his own life. His departure from Liverpool in 2024 after 9 successful years, when he publicly admitted that he was running out of energy. Today, already as global director of football at Red Bull, he observes football from a broader perspective, and from there, he launched his warning. For Klopp, Luis Díaz is exactly where he should be. A leader at Bayern, a star in the Bundesliga, respected by his locker room and backed by his coach. Changing that now, in his view, would be breaking a perfect balance. The words were left hanging in the air, the advice has been given, and the football world already understands that when Klopp speaks, it is not by chance. The rumor that set Europe on fire. Real Madrid puts Luis Díaz on its radar. While Jurgen Klopp's words were still echoing in the atmosphere, a hidden line in a market report finished setting the football planet ablaze. It was not an official announcement, it was not a club statement, but it was enough for everything to change. The specialized portal FotMob slipped in a devastating piece of information. Luis Díaz, the current Bayern Munich winger, appears on Real Madrid's list as a possible replacement for Vinicius Jr. There is no talk of formal negotiations or a concrete offer, but in the modern football world, a single line like that is enough to shake the board completely. The Colombian's name does not appear in isolation. He shares space with heavyweight names in the market. Michael Olise, Desiré Doué, Kenan Yildiz, and Bukayo Saka. Expensive, young, and coveted names across half of Europe. The context makes the rumor even more explosive. While Manchester United accelerates moves for Sergio Ramos, several Premier League clubs prepare offers exceeding €100 million for Michael Olise. Arsenal watches Rodrigo and Rafael Leão as strategic targets, and the elite market enters a state of true madness. In the midst of that chaos, the name of Luis Díaz shines with its own force. Why does it sound different? Because Díaz is no longer a promise, he is a proven reality. At Liverpool, he left a deep mark, forming a fearsome partnership with Mohamed Salah. His departure from Anfield to Bayern for a fee exceeding €70 million left a void that the English club has still not been able to fill. Neither big money signings nor multiple gambles have managed to replicate his impact. In Germany, the story was different. Bayern not only recouped the investment, but found an attacking leader, a winger who makes a difference every week and who has become a central piece of the project. That performance is what now places him on the radar of the most media-exposed club in the world. The rumor is born in silence, but it sounds like a statement of authority. It is not a social media fantasy. It is a clear signal that Luis Díaz is already sitting at the table of the giants. And when Real Madrid looks, even from a distance, nothing is ever the same again. Europe understands it, Colombia feels it, and the market begins to revolve around a name that no longer goes unnoticed. Between Klopp's advice and the call of the Bernabeu, the decision that can change everything. The noise is already deafening. Jurgen Klopp's words, the Real Madrid rumor, and the name of Luis Díaz floating through market reports have created a perfect storm. And at the center of it all, a single protagonist. Luis Díaz is living the best moment of his career today. At Bayern Munich, he is not just another signing. He is a leader, a reference point, and the attacking engine. He has the full confidence of the coaching staff, the backing of the locker room, and the respect of a fan base that chants his name every week. Germany offers him stability, prominence, and continuity at the elite level, and that is why Klopp's message carries so much weight. The German coach did not speak only as a former Liverpool manager. He spoke as someone who knows the pressure of giants, who understands what it means to wear a jersey that does not allow for mistakes or processes. For Klopp, switching Bayern for Real Madrid at this point is not just a sporting leap, it is a high-risk gamble. But football does not move on logic alone. It moves on ambition, on dreams, and on challenges that are impossible to ignore. Real Madrid does not observe on a whim. If the name of Luis Díaz appears as a possible replacement for Vinicius Jr., it is because his profile fits. Experience in the Premier League, dominance in the Bundesliga, competitive character, and hunger for glory. He would not need a long adaptation. He would arrive to compete from day one. There lies the dilemma. Staying at Bayern means continuing to grow in a controlled environment, winning titles, being an idol, and building a solid career. Going to Real Madrid means exposing oneself to constant judgment, to eternal comparison, and to the most brutal pressure in world football: absolute glory or a fall with no safety net. For now, there are no offers on the table, only signals, but in the modern market, signals are often the first step towards something bigger. Klopp has already given his advice, Real Madrid has already looked, and Luis Díaz knows that decisions like this do not come twice in a career. The bombshell is latent, and when it explodes, nothing will ever be the same.